In today's class, we are going to discuss about types of statistical analysis on the basis of the number of variables that are used in analysis. Whenever we are doing any type of statistical analysis, we have an option of multiple variables. Like if I give you a data of Titanic dataset, let me take an example here. Suppose if I have a dataset on Titanic, and if I open this dataset, as you can see, there are multiple variables in this data. I think this topic is can be explained more easily if I take the help of real world datasets. So I am taking the help of this dataset. So in this Titanic dataset, you can see there are several variables. Sorry. Passenger ID, survived, parent class, name, sex, age, sibling, spouse, purge, ticket, etc. There are several variables in this dataset. Now, we can do several type of statistical analysis with the help of this dataset. If I analyze this dataset on the basis of only one variable, suppose I am taking only the variable survived, and here in this survived column, 0 means not survived, 1 means survived. 0 means not survived, 1 means survived. So, if I only analyze the data with the help of only one variable, that is survived, that will be called univariate analysis. That will be called univariate analysis when we are taking the help of only one variable. What can you find from the survived column? You can do a bar chart by categorizing them, by finding out how many zeros and how many ones are there. You can create a bar chart which will actually represent you that how many people have survived and how many people have not survived. Okay, so this type of analysis can be done. So this is called univariate analysis. This is called univariate analysis when we are taking the help of only one variable. Similarly, suppose if I analyze only the age column, only the column age. If I analyze only the column age from the variable, that will also be univariate analysis. Why? Because I am just analyzing the data with the help of only one variable. What type of analysis can be done with age? You can find a histogram. You can find mean, median, mode, skewness, kurtosis, interquartile, range, quartile. All of these things you can perform on the age column as it is a numerical column. You can perform any type of operations, any type of statistical operations. So that analysis will also be termed as univariate analysis because I am analyzing the entire data with the help of only one variable, that is age. So when we are considering only one variable, that is univariate analysis. Analysis of a single variable. Analysis of a single variable. What are the descriptive statistics that can be included in univariate analysis? We can take the help of mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, skewness, kurtosis, whatever. I have already mentioned about these things, right? And what are the visualization tools that are used in univariate analysis? Histogram, bar chart, pie chart, box plot, pivot chart, etc. So, what is univariate analysis? Analysis of a single variable of the data. What are the descriptive statistics that can be done with the single variable of a data? Well, with the help of single variable of a data, the descriptive statistics that can be done are mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, and also skewness, kurtosis, quartile, percentile. What are the visualization that can be used with the help of only one variable? That means what are the visualization that can be used in univariate analysis? That will be histogram, bar chart, pie chart, box plot, etc. Now, if I take the help of two variables, take the help of two variables from the data, suppose I have taken the help of fare. Fare is a variable in the data, right? That how much fare was charged to the individuals for getting into the Titanic. So I have a data on the fare, and I also have a data on age. Age is a variable. So here we have two variables. I am considering two variables. How many variables are being considered by me? Two. Age and fair. Now with the help of two variables, if I do any kind of analysis, that will be called bivariate analysis. Bi means two, variate means variable. Bivariate analysis. So what is a bivariate analysis? When you are doing the analysis with the help of two variables. When we are doing the analysis with the help of two variables. Okay, that will be termed as bivariate analysis. So leading to bivariate, I have already told this, but I will come back to this slide later on. Bivariate analysis means analysis of two variables. Okay, what are the analysis that can be done with the help of bivariate? Now, when we are talking about bivariate analysis, we have to think that are the bivariate analysis being done when the two variables are numerical, or two variables are categorical, or one variable is numerical and one is categorical. Here numerical means quantitative data, categorical means qualitative data. So if both the variables are numerical, what are the tests or what are the types of analysis that we can do? This is the test or analysis, not visualization. Visualization will be in the next slide. Here we are only talking about the test and analysis type. What are the types of analysis you can do when both the variables are numerical? In bivariate analysis, what are the types of analysis that you can do when both the variables are numerical? You can find out correlation coefficient. You can also do simple linear regression. Correlation coefficient tells us the association between two variables, whether two variables are positively related to each other, or they are negatively related to each other, or they are not related to each other. It is being told by correlation coefficient value. If the value of correlation coefficient is positive, that means they are positively related. If it is negative, that means they are negatively related, and if it is 0, that means they are not related at all. Now let me take up some example from the dataset. Here I can do a correlation between survived variable and age variable. And if I do a correlation between the survived variable and age variable, I may find that the correlation will be negative. Okay, not the survived column. I cannot do the correlation on survived column because it is not numerical. Let me just tell it one more time that correlation coefficient can be applied only when both the variables are numerical. Both the variables are numerical. That means both the variables are basically quantitative, but survived is not in numerical form. So I can do correlation coefficient on age and fair. Why? Because age is a numerical variable and fair is also a numerical variable. Here if I run a correlation between age and fair, I may find a positive correlation coefficient value. Why? Because age and fair will be obviously positively related to each other. Age and fair will be obviously positively related to each other, as more age leads to higher fair. If the person has a higher age, he or she has to give higher fare for being on the Titanic, right? Or if the person is of lower age, he has to give lesser amount of fare for being in the Titanic, right? So that can be interpreted with the help of this data also. Age is 22, fare is 7 rupees. Age is 38, fare is 71 rupees. This is obviously not in rupees, it is in dollar probably. So by the help of correlation coefficient, you can find out whether the two variables are positively related to each other or negatively related to each other. But keep in mind, for applying correlation coefficient, both the variables are supposed to be in numerical form. They should be numerical variables. They should be quantitative variables. We will obviously practically be showing you how to do correlation coefficient, how to find the value of correlation coefficient in Stata in Excel in the later segments. Now I am not going into that part. I am just explaining the statistical terminologies here. What are the other type of analysis that can be done when we have numerical variable, both the variables numerical? we can actually find out simple linear regression. What it tells? It tells that how much of the dependent variable is impacted by the independent variable. Okay, so I hope we can do a simple linear regression on the age and fair column, where fair is the dependent variable and age is the independent variable. By running the regression, we will get a value of coefficient, and that coefficient will tell you that for 1 unit change in age, how much fair is changing. For 1 unit change in age, how much fair is changing. Correlation coefficient was not telling you this magnitude. Correlation coefficient was only telling you that whether age and fair is positively related or negatively related or not related at all. But regression between age and fair, where fair is the dependent variable and age is the independent variable, this regression will tell you the magnitude, that for 1 unit change in age, how much fair will change. Fair is the dependent variable, age is the independent variable. For 1 unit change in the age, how much fair is changing, or more precisely for 1 unit rise in age, how much fair is rising. You can also say for 1 unit fall in age, how much fair is falling. So this magnitude can be interpreted by the help of simple linear regression, that can also be performed when both the variables are numerical, both the variables are quantitative. Okay. Yeah. Now coming to the visualization part. In the bivariate analysis, when both the variables are numerical, what are the visualizations that we can take help of? We can take the help of scatter plot and trend line, bubble chart, line chart if we have a time series data. All of these visualizations, how to do all this visualization in Excel and Stata, that will be covered in the later parts, not in this video. Coming to the next part. If we have one variable as categorical and one variable as numerical, what are the statistical tests that we can perform? In the bivariate analysis section, if we have one variable as categorical, one as numerical, what are the types of analysis that we can perform? We can perform t-test and we can perform ANOVA as well. Okay, so suppose we have a categorical variable here, that is survived, whether they survived or not. If they survived, the value is 1, not survived, the value is 0. Okay, so it is a categorical variable, and age is a numerical variable. In this type of case, what type of statistical analysis can we do? When one variable is categorical, one is numerical, in this type of case we can actually perform t-test. And when we have more than 3 categories, 3 or more than 3 categories, we can actually perform ANOVA. Okay, so what are the visualizations when we have one variable categorical and one variable numerical in the bivariate analysis part? The visualization that can be performed is box plot, column chart, histogram, pivot chart, etc. Now if both the variables are categorical, what are the types of analysis we can perform? In bivariate analysis, if both the variables are categorical, what are the types of analysis that we can perform? Well, in that case, let me give you an example. Survived is a categorical variable, or survive is a categorical variable, right? And in the same way, if I talk about not required, if we talk about sex is also a categorical variable. So we have two variables, sex and survived, both of them are categorical, right? Now if I want to do any type of analysis with the help of these two data, what can I do? What type of analysis can I do? We can actually run a chi-square test, and we can also do cross tabulation. how to do this chi-square and cross tabulation and all of these things in Stata and Excel, it will be shown in the later part. Now how to perform the chi-square test? Well, chi-square test basically tells you whether there is any association between two categorical variables or not. Whether there is any association between two categorical variables and or not. Now, I want to find out whether there is any association between survived and age. Whether age column and survived column or age variable and survived variable having any association with each other or not. Oh, age is not, sorry, not the age, but the sex column. The sex column. I mistakenly clicked on age, but it is the sex column. Age is obviously not the categorical variable. So the sex is the categorical variable and survived is the categorical variable. So in these two variables, in these two categorical variables, if I want to find out whether there is any association between them or not, for that I can use chi-square test. I may find out that there is an association between these two variables, that most of the survived were basically male or most of the survived people were basically female. This type of association can be found out by applying chi-square test. By applying chi-square test, you can find this type of association, that whether the survived, most of the survived peoples are male or most of the survived female are most of the survived people are female. This type of interpretation and analysis can be done with the help of chi-square test. Okay. Similarly, cross tabulation is also a very popular thing. In cross tabulation, we basically find out a contingency table. It gives you the summarized frequency distribution of two categorical variables. Whenever we will be doing the practical of the cross tabulation, you can easily find out that. Now, what are the visualization tools that can be taken into care when we are doing the bivariate analysis with the help of two categorical variables? The visualization tools are clustered or stacked bar chart, 100% stacked column chart, cross tabulation, mosaic plot, etc. Now, what is multivariate analysis? Multivariate analysis is, now till this part, at first I only talked about taking only one variable and analysis of only one variable. That is what is known as univariate analysis. Then in the second part, I talked about taking two variables and analyzing those two variables. That is known as bivariate. Now, if I take more than two variables in the analysis, that is 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 variables, in that case, it will be known as multivariate analysis. Multi means more than two and variate means variable. You are taking more than two variables in your analysis. That is called multivariate analysis. Suppose I am analyzing the survived column with the age column with the fair column. Then I have more than two variables. I have 3 variables in my analysis. That will be known as multivariate analysis. Okay. So what type of multivariate analysis can be done? We have multiple regression, correlation, that is multiple correlation, ANOVA, MANOVA, log linear analysis, fixed effect, random effect, that is panel data models, etc. What are the visualizations that can be done with the help of multivariate analysis? Scatter matrix, correlation heat map, grouped or clustered bar chart, violin plot, clustered stacked bar chart, tree map, sunburst, multi-line chart, heat map, bubble chart, time plus numerical, etc. So this is the types of analysis that can be done in Excel. Thank you. In the later part, this is the types of analysis that are actually present in statistics. In the next class, we are going to discuss about types of analysis and types of data cleaning in Excel. Thank you.